any of these names spark your interest when placing a bet on a future NFL MVP?
Well, can I tell you that I pretty much go ahead and rip up my ticket early in the season that had Tom Brady as the MVP? So I've already lost my, let's just call it, I've lost money on that. Um,
How many games are left? I don't know if it's over.
yeah, but Brady at a 40-1 shot now, like there's maybe a slight tear in my ticket, but no, seriously, it's interesting when you look at the top four, they're all mobile guys, right? Really, even when
Yeah.
you get to Justin Herbert, you're not talking about a guy who's static at all. So, I think Jalen Hurts is an interesting, kind of, on the outside, if you will, if we're using a horse racing analogy, because let's say Philadelphia wins the NFC East and it's a close race with the Cowboys, and let's say they beat the Cowboys in 2 games this year. Let's say they have a high seed, possibly the number one seed in the NFC. Right now, they're the only undefeated team. So I would probably say that Jalen Hurts would be in the mix of that, where this is kind of like one of those situations like, hey, this guy could easily be comeback player of the year or most improved player of the year, but actually now is the MVP because think about it. He's got A.J. Brown, but he isn't leaning on A.J. Brown like some guys will do right away. So everything seems to be working on all cylinders for the Eagles, and it starts with Jalen Hurts. So I like Jalen Hurts on the outside because it seems like whoever loses this game between Josh Allen and Patrick Mahomes um, will then come down a notch in the MVP race. And then what happens to them if they get into a situation where they lose out? Like they cancel each other out because they're both AFC guys. So the first NFC guy is Jalen Hurts.
Yeah, the what I just am looking at though here is the touchdowns. And he does have quite a few rushing touchdowns. Right now he
Yeah.
has 6 rushing touchdowns, but only 4 passing touchdowns, which was kind of a shock to me because in the years past it has been guys with stats that absolutely jump off the page. Last year, I'm trying to remember what Aaron Rodgers had, but his numbers were so good on paper that you could not disagree with them. And also, the other factor is you have to play for a good team. So Jalen Hurts
Yeah.
clearly has the upper hand in that one, but I'm not sure if he has the numbers to compete with some of these guys who have put up 15 touchdowns already. Patrick Mahomes, 15 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Josh Allen, 14 touchdowns, only 4 interceptions. And Lamar Jackson, 12 touchdowns to 5 interceptions this season. So I don't know. I'm not sure if he has the numbers. Would you agree with that?
Well, I don't think it's going to be so much the numbers. I think this might be one of those years when they say, who is the biggest story, right? You would have thought that, hey, if Brady was up there and was performing like he did last year, then there's the narrative. Here's this 46-year-old guy. He's doing unbelievable things. It's his last year potentially. He's the MVP on the way out. Um, Rodgers, you could make the same claim, but they've faltered. So I think it's because so many teams there's this whole big pack of 2-2 and 2-3 and 3-2 teams that nobody's really separating themselves. So part of the story is with the Eagles being undefeated.